This is a multi-year award, and it's specifically a fixed amount award. It's American Heart Association. The unique elements, multiple one-year award lines, so similar to that non-SNAP designation. There's a single billing schedule that covers all years. It's an annual financial report requirement, and carry forward is restricted. Okay, so before, the old way, we would get a new funding action, and because the award setup team was aware of the American Heart Association's requirements for reporting purposes, what we used to do is establish a quote unquote dummy parent. It was just kind of a header parent because we didn't have an award structure. And then underneath them, there would be sub-budgets for each of the annual reporting periods. And so if it was a 2-year American Heart Association award, you would see a dummy parent, and then you would see 2 sub-budgets underneath it with the relevant budget periods as well as the budget period allocations. You would have a budget start and end date. Then you have a financial report that was due for each of those budgets. And so for year 1 as well as year 2, this example, and then you'd have a single billing schedule. So all the billing would happen. It didn't need to happen on each of the award lines that are for year 1 or year 2. It can happen kind of at the parent level. And for Workday, within Sage and Workday, you're going to be getting an award setup request. It'll establish the award and all of the award lines for each year of funding. We don't require for new award setups a need for a dummy parent anymore, because we can essentially manage that with our new award structure. The award line start and end dates equal the budget periods. You'll see annual and final financial reports due, and it's called agency annual final report, the report task. And the same thing, single billing schedule. So on the overview tab, we see that there is a single billing schedule, the JDE contract. And this is going to be the first one that we see kind of billing happening. And so in this billing and receivables, it has the JDE contract information again. Instead of LOC, we had 2 LOC ones that we saw previously. Now we have payment type of check. That just means that we're invoicing our sponsors. In this case, American Heart Association is a quote unquote schedule payment or a fixed amount award. And so they set the schedule. They say, we're going to send you maybe $231,000. We're going to split those installments up in equal amounts, and we'll send those to you at these set intervals. So I'll come here, overview tab, just to kind of show everyone the schedule. So this is kind of the billing schedule that we see. So we have the amounts, we have the invoice due dates, and these would be aligning with that schedule payment schedule that the American Heart Association outlined to us. And so you'll see over this 3-year period, they have this schedule that they have set. This is going to be outlining kind of what payments we can expect to come in the door. Like I said, this isn't a milestone situation. These are scheduled payments. So as long as we're kind of on track, they're going to be sending us those payments. And so you don't see any installment milestones that are connected to this given billing schedule. So then I will highlight the award lines now. So similar to what I was saying before, this is a converted award. We used to have a dummy parent, and it was for the full 3-year period in this case. And then we'd have each of these sub-budgets that would house the allocations. So you see in here, the current amount is $0 because what we did is we parsed out those funding allocations to each of the, in this case, award lines. So this was award line for year 1, this award line for year 2, and this award line for year 3. All of them are $77,000. I wanted to show in this billing schedule, right? When the award setup team sets up our billing schedules, one of the requirements is to essentially link that billing schedule to the related award lines. And so in this case, this JD contract 41501 It's a converted JDE reference, our old invoicing system. But in essence, right, it shows you that each of these award lines is covered by this particular billing schedule. That's important because that separation is different for other sponsors that are invoiced. So then I'll come to the award tasks. And what you see is we have annual financial reports that are due. We already have one completed. It was completed for the period ended 3/31/2023. And you see 4/1/2023 to 3/31/2024 is the next period, and it was due 6/30/2024. It will be due. This award line linking, I think, is an important piece of it. And so you'll see line 2. I'll duplicate this. So this particular report task, annual financial report, is linked to a specific award line within Workday. And so you see, if I come to this award line view, it's award line number 2. And so this is where all the spending should be associated. This is a simple example because there's not multiple award lines for that same reporting period. What I want to point out is that when there's a one-for-one relationship, that's how you'll see the linking set up. Line 2 is related to this period. Line 3 is related to this period. This award line here. And then line 4 is linked to that year 3 financial report. Let's see if I'm missing anything. Oh, I'll go to the award lines now. I wanted to show you the award line special conditions that are associated. So you'll come here. Again, award lines. The third tab over will get you to this additional data. So these custom objects. And there's no award line special conditions here. And so essentially you can assume that carryover between the periods, because it doesn't say automatic, that it's restricted in that case. Let's see. I think that rounds out this one because it only has reporting tasks. In our case, this billing schedule, you come here, you just see the breakdown is there's no invoice milestones. And so these are just kind of this is the payment schedule. And these are going to be aligning, the due dates are going to be aligning with that award document.
Vince, before
yes.
you, there was a question that was asked in the chat about the payment. And I know it's a little confusing with the payments and where you can see it. But so what we did with the conversion under the additional reports tab, if you can go to that, Vince.
Sorry. Yep.
So any open invoice any invoice that was open at the time of conversion would actually show up here. So it makes it really easy to see if an open invoice did come through. So if you see something here, it means that it wasn't paid pre-conversion. It being here, now you can see still that it's an unpaid status. Everything else, you should be able to assume that it got paid previously in the legacy system. So that's kind of a really good way to tell if something has been paid or not, pre-conversion versus post-conversion. Anything new would show up in your billing and receivables tab.